river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
Palestine will be free.
Palestine will be free.
From the river to the sea.
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
Palestine will be free.
From the sea to the river.
From the sea to the river.
Palestine will live forever.
Palestine will live forever.
From the river to the sea.
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
Palestine will be free.
From the sea to the river.
From the sea to the river.
Palestine will live forever.
Palestine will live forever.
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Occupation no more.
Occupation no more.
5, 6, 7, 8.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Israel is a terrorist state.
Israel is a terrorist state.
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Open up the prison doors.
Open up the prison doors.
5, 6, 7, 8.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Israel is a racist state.
Israel is a racist state.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
If we don't get it.
Shut it down.
If we don't get it.
Shut it down.
If we don't get it.
Shut it down.
If Gaza doesn't get it.
Shut it down.
If Jenin doesn't get it.
Shut it down.
If Nablus doesn't get it.
Shut it down.
If Tulkarem doesn't get it.
Shut it down.
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 Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down.
Justice. Justice is our demand.
Justice is our demand.
No peace on stolen land.
No peace on stolen land.
Justice is our demand.
Justice is our demand.
No peace on stolen land.
No peace on stolen land.
It is right to rebel.
It is right to rebel.
Israel, go to hell.
Israel, go to hell.
It is right to rebel.
It is right to rebel.
Israel, go to hell.
Israel, go to hell.
Resistance is justified
Resistance is justified.
when people are occupied.
People are occupied.
Resistance is justified
Resistance is justified.
when people are occupied.
People are occupied.
So free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
Free, free, free Palestine.
Free, free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
Free, free, free Palestine.
Free, free, free Palestine.
Biden, Biden, you can't hide.
Biden, Biden, you can't hide.
We charge you with genocide.
We charge you with genocide.
Biden, Biden, you can't hide.
Biden, Biden, you can't hide.
We charge you with genocide.
We charge you with genocide.
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine.
Free, free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine.
My people, what are we here for today?
Palestine.
What are we here for today?
Palestine.
What are we here for today?
Palestine.
We didn't fight for a pause. We're fighting for a permanent ceasefire. They want 4 days to keep on murdering our people. We say we want a permanent ceasefire. We want a permanent end to occupation. We are shutting it down here in New York City today, but we are joining people across the country, across the world, who stand with the people of Palestine. From Havana to Cairo, from Jakarta to Beirut, from Sao Paulo to Paris. Everyone around the world seems to have the common sense that Genocide Joe lacks. This war didn't start on October 7th.
That's right.
This war started when the state of Israel was imposed on the peoples of the Arab world. We are here today because we refuse to be silenced. Because we refuse to be told what is right when we see it's clearly wrong. We have speakers from different movements across the city here today. We have Chris Moss from the Amazon Labor Union. We have Claudia de la Cruz from the PSL. We have the movement of Palestinian Youth, PYM. We have organizers from across the city who are going to speak. And our first comrade to come up is a courageous young Palestinian woman who refuses to be doxxed, who refuses to be gaslighted, who refuses to be silenced. We welcome Samar from the Palestinian Youth Movement.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
The ruling class says that today is Black Friday, the most profitable day for the capitalist US economy, the day where they rack in billions in profits. They profit, and they profit while genocide is being waged against the Palestinian people.
Shame.
And they ask us to take part in their sick ritual of mass consumption.
Shame.
But we are here today because not only are we refusing to fill their pockets, we are disrupting it and we are shutting it down. We're also here because we know that this economy is the fuel of genocide. There is an entire class of people in this country who make their wealth from genocide. For hundreds of years, this country has stolen its wealth through war and mass slaughter. It has slaughtered millions of indigenous people. It has kidnapped and enslaved millions of Africans. It has killed millions through its wars of annihilation on the people of Korea, Vietnam, Iraq, Afghanistan. Millions killed for hundreds of years, all in the name of wealth and domination. This entire US economy drips in blood and dirt. Today, this country is the backbone of the genocide against the Palestinian people. A genocide that has been waging on for over 75 years. A genocide that in less than 50 days has killed 15,000 Palestinians. And America is the engine of this genocide machine. We often say that Europe, America, and Israel think that Palestinian blood is cheap. They spill Palestinian blood as though it is cheap because it is their path to more land, to more resources, to more domination over Palestine, and to more domination over the Arab region. Joe Biden once said that Israel is our best investment, where we get the biggest bang for our buck.
Shame.
To Genocide Joe, Palestinian blood is cheap because it secures the power and domination of the American empire. But Palestinian blood is not cheap. We will make it cost every single one of them, every single politician and profiteer. We will make it cost each one of them that thinks Palestinian blood is cheap. We refuse to be the fuel of America's war machine, of its economy that accumulates millions of wealth by selling weapons of death to the Zionist entity. And today we will disrupt this flow of profit for those who get richer with every single business deal they make with the Zionist entity, with every single weapon and technology that they sell to it. The Palestinian resistance has secured a 4-day pause in the ongoing genocide, while also securing the release of 150 of our prisoners. This has also been made possible by the millions of people across this country who have been mobilizing for the past month and a half. But we will not be satisfied with a pause, because we know that Israel will continue its genocide, and we will continue to disrupt this country until our demands are met. We demand an immediate ceasefire. We demand a lift of the siege on Gaza. And we demand an end to all U.S. aid to Israel. The ruling class and its lackeys says that today is Black Friday. But we say that today is People's Day for Palestine. And we are all here because we are committed to the Palestinian cause, because we are driven by love and a revolutionary commitment to Palestine and to the Palestinian cause. And every single day, the brave Palestinian people in Gaza demonstrate their solid commitment to Palestine. Their refusal to back down, even in the face of the most cruel and wicked and depraved enemy. I read to you the quote of a man who came out from under the rubble after a bombing on his home. He addresses Europe and America and all their weapons that they send to Gaza, and he says, if you think that the Palestinian people would draw back or surrender, I swear to you they won't. They will never accept humiliation or breakdown, and we will never leave this place. The Palestinian people will not be defeated. Israel, the U.S., and all its allies will never rob the Palestinian people and all of us here today of the endless commitment and love that we have for the Palestinian cause. We are solidly committed. And every single day, we will double, we will triple, and we will quadruple that commitment until Palestine is free. Free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
Free, free, free Palestine.
Free, free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
Free, free, free Palestine.
Free, free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
Free, free, free Palestine.
Free, free, free Palestine.
Comrades and friends, community members, family, thank you for being here this morning. Make no mistake that this 4-day pause has been secured by what we're helping to do here, which is add to the pressure, the global pressure and the global movement for Palestinian liberation. But will we be satisfied with that? No! A pause is just a pause. We will continue to fight until there is a ceasefire, until there is a free Palestine. Please help me in welcoming our next amazing speaker, Layan from the People's Forum.
We are the White House's worst nightmare. We are their worst nightmare because they dream of nothing but blood and violence and exploitation and domination of the working and dignified people across the globe. And they don't know what to do do with the millions and millions of beautiful, dignified, courageous, and loving people that have filled the streets of the world for the past 6 weeks? They don't know what to do with the fact that even though they finally backed into a corner, no choice, nowhere left to go, they said, okay, we'll stop massacring people for a short amount of time. Are you happy with that?
No!
Are you happy with that?
No!
They think that's going to make us take a pause. But let's tell them what the reality is. Are we going to pause?
No!
We are going to keep fighting. We are going to keep struggling, keep raising our voices until our demands are met. And we will accept nothing less. Because the White House, their Zionist instruments, their puppets, their military bases, their corporate best friends, their conspirators, have all gathered together and orchestrated the massacre of over 14,000 beautiful Palestinians. We accept not one of those deaths. Every single one of those people are our beloved people. And every single one of them costs us dearly. They don't understand that because they don't understand what it means to be human. They cannot deceive us with Black Friday deals, with Thanksgiving meals, with the upcoming holiday celebrations. They think this is going to make us just say, okay, we fought, we're done. But they are wrong. On Thanksgiving Day, the Macy's Day Parade was stopped multiple times. It was filled with Palestinian flags. It was filled with calls, no genocide then and no genocide now. This is not the world we want. And this is not the world that we are going to build. And we are the majority, the vast majority. And so it is us that is going to decide. The Palestinian people have shown us what real resistance and resilience is. In the face of this genocidal assault, in the face of bombing that has equaled multiple nuclear bombs on the small but powerful strip of Gaza, they have continued resisting, they have continued fighting, and they have inspired the majority of the people of the world to also take up the banner of the Palestinian cause for liberation. And so if Genocide Joe thinks that his measly concessions are going to calm us down, he is delusional. The beautiful list of prisoners that are going to be released today, that is the result of the Palestinian struggle and the Palestinian resistance. That is not coming from Genocide Joe or Netanyahu. And we are going to keep fighting until all 10,000 are free. And until all of our prisons here in the United States, those profit-making machines, release the millions of political prisoners that are behind those bars. We are clear what justice is. We are clear what liberation is, and we are on the right side of history. So we are going to get rid of Black Friday. No more consumer deals, no more fake deals, no more concessions, no more sleeping behind the promises of capitalism. From now on, this is a People's Day for Palestine. We will mark it in history. We are joining the millions and billions who are shutting it down around the world, and we are going to change the course of the future because we are the ones with the vision, and we are the ones who determine it. So from the river to the sea, from the river to the sea,
Palestine will be free!
from the river to the sea,
Palestine will be free!
Palestine will be free.
Palestine will be free!
When Fox News likes to ask me why do I keep coming out for Palestine, I like to tell them a personal story. When I was 11 years old, during the Second Intifada, I had to witness a child my age being killed by Israeli bullets. I vowed then I would never stop fighting for Palestine. And when we marched back then, in defense of the Second Intifada, in defense of the Palestinian people, there was a comrade who was, I think, 10 years older than me, marching with us. Her name is Claudia de la Cruz, a leader of the Party for Socialism and Liberation.
Sisters and brothers, we are here because we are committed to the full liberation of the people of Palestine. Anything else, we are being shortchanged. We are here for the full liberation of Palestine. The people of Palestine throughout 75 years and plus have taught us what resilience is. They have taught us what resistance is. They have taught us the struggle for humanity. Are we going to stop now? No. Are we going to stop now? No. Hell no, we won't. 4-day pause is an insult. Yeah. It is an insult. Because we know that the apartheid state of Israel is not stopping. We know that the only reason that they've given an okay to this 4 to 5 day pause is because they're losing. They are losing. When you have hundreds of thousands in the belly of the beast taking over space and saying we want to free Palestine, they are losing. When you have millions and millions of people all over the globe saying Palestinians' lives are our lives, they're losing. So are we going to stop now? They want to give us all sorts of distractions. They're telling us we're going to do this 4-day pause, go shop. But while people are shopping, bombs will continue to drop. Are we going to be complicit to genocide? No! Hell no! And today is People's Day of Solidarity with Palestine. But let us say and commit ourselves to something that is every motherfucking day until Palestine is free. It is People's Day of Solidarity every day. And if we have to continue to shut down the economy of this country, we will. Because we know that the Palestinian struggle is connected to every struggle we are struggling with in this country. Palestine is a perfect example of those fighting against prisons in this country. It's a perfect example of those that are fighting police brutality in this country. It's a perfect example of mothers fighting for their children to be able to have dignified lives. It is the struggle of every person in the hood that's fighting to be able to live in a dignified way. Palestine is our people. And we won't stop until we have the full liberation of Palestine. Brothers and sisters, they are losing. They are fearful. And we are bold and courageous. Our lineage is the lineage of those who fight for liberation. And let us not forget that. We're not cowards. They are the cowards. And we do not forget or forgive Remember that. Those who fight in the global south will always say, ni olvido ni perdón. We don't forget or forgive. We will not forget the over 15,000 bodies that have been slaughtered in these months, because there have been millions over 75 years. We will not forget the over 5,000 babies whose lives have been stolen. We will not forget the hundreds of thousands that have been displaced, nor the 700,000 that were displaced in the first Nakba. We will not forget that 40% of Gaza's infrastructure has been destroyed by the racist, colonial, apartheid state of Israel. Now you gotta be with me on this. We will not forget or forgive Republicans or Democrats or the ruling class or the corporations of the United States for funding genocide. We will not forget nor forgive, and we will shut the shit down. Because the Palestinian people deserve more. Is that right? The Palestinian people deserve liberation. Is that right? Do we deserve more? Do we deserve liberation? So when I say people, you say power. And when I say we want, you say liberation. You got it?
Yeah.
When I say people, you say
Power.
people.
Power.
People.
Power.
When I say we want, you say
Liberation.
when I say we want, you say
Liberation.
And if we don't get it,
Shut it down.
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 that's right, we're gonna keep shutting shit down. When we say we want full liberation, we say from the river to the sea,
From the river to the sea,
Palestine will be free.
Palestine will be free.
من المية للمية، فلسطين عربية. There is only one solution.
There is only one solution.
Intifada revolution.
Intifada revolution.
There is only one solution.
There is only one solution.
Intifada revolution.
Intifada revolution.
Intifada, intifada.
Intifada, intifada.
Long live the intifada.
Long live Intifada.
Intifada, intifada.
Intifada, intifada.
Long live the intifada.
Long live Intifada.
By the millions, by the billions.
By the millions, by the billions.
We are all Palestinians.
We are all Palestinians.
By the millions, by the billions.
By the millions, by the billions.
We are all Palestinians.
We are all Palestinians.
We demand liberation.
We demand liberation.
We demand liberation.
We demand liberation.
And the Zionist occupation.
And the Zionist occupation.
We demand liberation.
We demand liberation.
And the Zionist occupation.
And the Zionist occupation.
Who saw yesterday the amazing and courageous actions at the Thanksgiving Day parade? And who saw the actions at the New York Times? I mean the New York war crimes. It's my pleasure next to introduce two people that have been working tirelessly to make sure that media is not complicit in manufacturing consent for genocide. Please help me in welcoming Nasim and Rosa.
Thank you so much. Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine!
Thank you for having us. Yesterday, my comrade and I led an action that disrupted the Macy Thanksgiving Day Parade. I share this to say that any autonomous action is possible with the will to do it. I'm not an activist. I am just someone who has seen 16,000 people killed before my eyes, thousands more under the rubble, mothers crying out for their dead children, men comforting orphans and refusing to stop documenting, even as the Israeli occupation continuously targets and murders journalists, refusing to stop because we need to see what is happening in Palestine. Also, sorry, I'm shaking. It's been a really long week. I have seen 75 years of brutal occupation, ceasefires called and then broken. They don't keep their promises, but we will keep ours. The lives of millions hang in the balance. I see what is happening, and the only thing I know how to do in this moment is to act. To grieve and let that grief inspire such a love for humanity that we are not willing to do anything less than to fight until Palestine is free. And I say this as an Arab American, but I also say this as a trans person, because they cannot pinkwash genocide. With only a few days of planning, a small group of people just like you were able to disrupt a celebration of bloodlust and capital rooted in the genocide of indigenous peoples here on this land. To draw the connections between what continues to happen here, and what is happening in Palestine. Our numbers grow every day. Imagine what more we can do. Imagine what hell we can make for those who collaborate with the Zionist entity and discuss that imagination with those around you. Instead of merely disrupting the parade, we could have shut the whole thing down. Bringing to a halt these obscene everyday rituals that sustain settler colonialism from New York to Palestine. We live in the imperial core, and we have the responsibility to disrupt and dismantle the mechanisms that sustain the Zionist entity. I'm not saying that it's easy. It isn't. But comrades all across the world have shown us what bravery and autonomy look like. We all know that Israel pays people to lie about their support. But we regularly and willingly put our bodies on the line. We risk our careers, our income, our relationships to raise our voices with everything in us to demand a free Palestine. And we know we will live to see it. To end, I'd like to quote the great Hassan Kanafani. You might have heard the news through the imperialist propaganda that the Palestinian people are currently exhausted, that they have given up in the struggle, and that they have been defeated by the reactionary Israel. Comrades, do not believe them. There is no end to our struggle. Long live Palestine. Long live self-determination for oppressed peoples everywhere. And long live resistance in all its forms. Because resistance is justified when people are occupied. Resistance is justified when people are occupied. Resistance is justified when people are colonized. Shut it down!
Shut it down!
Shut it down!
Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down!
Thank you so much.
Free, free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Friends, the Zionist entity is weak. And it knows that better than anyone else. That's why it relies on the media machine for lies to prop it up. That's why it goes after people in their workplaces. That's why it goes after students. That's why it's threatened by people like us coming together to say no more. And why it goes after SJPs and JVPs on college campuses. So please help me in welcoming a student from Columbia University, Sharif.
Free, free! Free, free! Free, free! Louder! Free, free! Free, free! When I say ceasefire, you say now! Ceasefire! 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 Thank you. Colombia wanted to shut us down. They wanted to stop us. They wanted to bury us. And what did we do? We came back stronger. They tried to suspend SJP. They tried to suspend JVP. What did we do? We came back 70 organizations strong. What are we doing about growing, learning, pushing forward? We demand a free Palestine. We demand a ceasefire now. There is nothing they can do to stop us. There's a genocide happening and they won't even admit to it. They say anti-Semitism. We say free Palestine and we have JVP with us. We are Jewish, we are Arab, we are black, Latino, nothing. We showed up in numbers they couldn't expect. They couldn't stop us. They tried everything. And I want you to think about that. They're trying to use fear, like everybody has said.
That's right.
But what do they have beyond fear? Nothing. Nothing. You have the courage. You have the power. And we're building community. We're in touch with the people. We are the people. And nobody can stop you. Think, grow, learn. They are scared, truly scared. Because we're building on history. 1968 taught us. We took over the University of Columbia. We were the ones who understood we must center Harlem. We must look at Columbia as the ivory tower. We are the ones who write the narrative. We write the history. We tell our story. And we center Gaza. We center Palestine. And we always remember that the truth is with us. Justice is in our hearts, and you are a beautiful people. And we transcend their lies. We transcend their lies. We feel it in our spirits and our bones. And there is nothing, literally nothing, they can do to stop this global movement. I know you are tired, but keep coming out. There is nothing your body cannot do for Palestine. Our spirit is untouchable. We are all one, unified, and we demand a ceasefire now. When I say ceasefire, you say now. Ceasefire! 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 Thank you. We also know that all our struggles are converging. That is why Genocide Joe is afraid in the White House right now. We have the journalists with us. We have doctors for Palestine here. We have students for Palestine. We have actors and artists for Palestine. And we have with us labor for Palestine. I'm honored to welcome my dear brother, a leader of the working class movement, who has not been afraid to say what needs to be said, not just for Palestine, but in defense of all the struggles of working people around the world. We welcome Chris Moles and the Amazon Labor Union.
Yeah. I'm here. Moment of silence. Moment of silence, please, because I gotta take this in for a moment. Wow, y'all feel that? Y'all feel that energy, right? Y'all feel the spirit? Y'all feel the people power here today? Y'all feel it, right? We could be anywhere in the world right now, but we here. And it's unfortunate because we're supposed to be celebrating with our families right now, having food and rejoicing and sharing a moment, maybe not working today, maybe, but we're not. Instead, we're outside on Black Friday, which is no longer Black Friday, thanks to the people out here today. It's now Palestine Day. Absolutely. We claimed it. And I'm real emotional right now because I met Joe Biden last year. Yeah. We talking about the White House. Genocide Joe, right? Well, let me tell you the conversation I had with Genocide Joe last year. I don't remember it. It's funny, but it's not, because this man is running the country. And let me tell you, he's not running the country. The people that's making decisions, it's not Joe. I'll tell you that right now. And when I walked out of that White House last year, after sitting down for about 20, 30 minutes with the man, I felt hopeless. I felt like there's nothing coming for us. There's no Calvary. And it's true. There is no Calvary coming for us. There is none. You're absolutely right. Now let me tell you why. Everybody want to know why is the Amazon Labor Union here today? My question is, why are you not? That's right. You shouldn't be shopping today for one. You shouldn't be shopping on Amazon. Nah, make Amazon pay. Amazon, let me show you how the struggles are connected. Amazon invested $7.2 billion into Israel's data centers. Oh yeah. This is a few weeks ago. I was in Berlin, October 12th, a few days after October 7th. I'm gonna get to that. October 7th, let's talk about 75 years ago. I don't want to hear about October 7th. This is not 9/11. I was in Berlin, Germany. For those who don't know, it's the largest population of Palestinian people outside of Palestine. 40,000 of them live in Berlin. 40,000 of them. And I was outside every single day in their community. And let me tell you, they can't have any of these flags. They can't have any of these signs. They can't even say Free Palestine. Every day, all I heard, and the person next to me, who I was conversing with, all we heard for 5 days straight was sirens, police sirens, and police helicopters flying around and kettling the community of the Palestine people. So, how can I sit back as a labor leader and be complacent and be silent? I can't. So I want to make a stance right now today for all labor leaders in the world, because we know who they are. I'm not the only one. We know exactly who they are. Where are they? They got to step up too. Because Palestinian, just like Cuba, is a working-led country. We are all connected. This is one fight. So, as a labor leader, taking a stance, let me tell you a true story. As soon as I share anything about Palestine, I lose thousands of followers. I don't give a fuck them. Don't need them. Just like y'all, I done lost friends. I done got into arguments. I'm pretty much probably gonna get canceled by some Twitter followers. And guess what? I'm still here because I don't give a fuck. And neither should y'all. If they don't understand that what's going on right now is wrong, then we can't stop it. We can't save them. Because time is running out. We don't got 4 more years, Joe. And just like you said, no possibility, no chance. Well, there's no chance and there's no possibility you're gonna be in that White House. Right? So when we leave here today, don't leave here and forget about the moment. Embrace it, because we are writing history right now. We are. And when history is done and written, we're gonna be on the right side and they are not. Because it's more of us than it is of them. Now look to your left and look to your right and say, I got your back. I got your back. I got your back. I got your back. And for my people in Germany, my brothers and sisters in Germany and Berlin that cannot raise their flags, that cannot wear their scarves, that cannot say free Palestine, can I hear y'all say loud and clear, free, free! Palestine! Free, free! Palestine! Free, free! Palestine! Free, free! Palestine! And if we don't get it, shut it down! And if we don't get it, shut it down! And if we don't get it, shut it down! And if we don't get it, shut it down! And if we don't get it, shut it down! One more time, we don't get it! Shut it down! Let me hear you, we don't get it! Shut it down! Two things before I leave. Love and solidarity, y'all. That's how we win. Love is free. You know how much energy it costs to hate somebody? It costs a lot of energy, a lot of time. We can put that towards something else right now, right? A lot of different things. But love and solidarity is how we beat Amazon. Let me tell you that right now. You wanna know? $1 trillion company, yes. The people beat them. Love and solidarity. Yeah. No amount of money in the world can amount to the power of people when we come together, y'all. I love y'all. Power to the people, y'all. Shut it down for Palestine.
want peace.
From the belly of the beast.
From the belly of the beast.
Hands off the Middle East.
Hands off the Middle East.
From the belly of the beast.
From the belly of the beast.
We want justice. We want peace.
We want justice. We want peace.
From the belly of the beast.
From the belly of the beast.
Hands off the Middle East.
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 From the river to the sea.
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
Palestine will be free.
From the sea to the river.
From the sea to the river.
Palestine will live forever.
Palestine will live forever.
Say it loud. Say it clear.
Say it loud. Say it clear.
Liberation is near.
Liberation is near.
Say it clear. Say it loud.
Say it clear. Say it loud.
Gaza, you make us proud.
Gaza, you make us proud.
They say pause, we say. They say pause, we say.
Ceasefire.
They say pause, we say.
Ceasefire.
And the occupation. And talking about occupation, we are honored to welcome a fighter for the freedom of the Puerto Rican people today. If someone here can talk about occupation, it's the Puerto Rican people. We can't talk about Palestine without talking about the U.S. Imperial Project. From Guam to Puerto Rico, from the Virgin Islands to the Philippines, we know what occupation looks like. We're honored to welcome now Jocelyn Velázquez from La Jornada Se Acabaron las Promesas.
Desde el río hasta el mar, Palestina vencerá. Desde el río hasta el mar.
Palestina vencerá.
Desde el río hasta el mar.
Palestina vencerá.
Desde el río hasta el mar.
Palestina vencerá.
Saludos, pertenezco a la jornada Se Acabaron las Promesas, organización militante que lucha por la independencia de Puerto Rico. A nosotros,
Good afternoon. My name is Jocelyn Velázquez from La Jornada Se Acabaron las Promesas, a militant organization fighting for the liberation of Puerto Rico.
nos han preguntado por qué nos hemos solidarizado con la causa de Palestina.
They have asked us, why are we in solidarity with the cause of the Palestinian people?
Porque somos humanos, porque cualquier persona que sienta sangre en su corazón, que sienta un poco de humanidad, tiene que indignarse ante este crimen que se comete todos los días en nuestras caras.
I think you all understand. Because we're human beings, because anybody that has blood in their veins has to come in solidarity against these injustices that are committed daily upon the Palestinian people.
Pero hay algo más que nos une a la causa del pueblo palestino.
But there's something more important that unites us with the cause of the Palestinian people.
Y es que el verdugo del pueblo palestino es nuestro verdugo también, que es el gobierno de los Estados Unidos.
The Verdugo is devil, right? Because the devil we confront in Puerto Rico is the same devil that the Palestinian people confront.
Los pueblos que como Puerto Rico y Palestina vivimos en carne propia la violencia colonialista, sabemos que la única manera de liberarnos de ella es con la solidaridad y con la lucha consistente.
Because we know that the only way we fight against the shackles of colonialism and the oppression is by fighting back.
Nosotros estamos con la causa palestina porque la libertad de Palestina, la victoria del pueblo palestino es nuestra victoria también. Y será la victoria de todos los países que vivimos el coloniaje.
We're united in the struggle for liberation for Palestine because we know that the liberation of Palestine means the liberation for Puerto Rico and all colonized people.
Tenemos que seguir luchando, tenemos que seguir en la calle, tenemos que seguir resistiendo y más importante que eso, tenemos que convertirle las calles en lugares difíciles para que ellos puedan existir. Tenemos que ser una fuerza que los obligue a retroceder. Podemos hacerlo, confío en nuestra capacidad y los invito y les agradezco las movilizaciones que han hecho y nosotros por nuestra parte estaremos haciendo lo mismo en Puerto Rico.
We will continue, and we urge you to all go out in the streets and fight back and be present everywhere and every day. And we know that we can continue to fight and make their lives impossible wherever they may be until we're all free.
¡Viva Palestina libre! ¡Que viva Puerto Rico libre! Muchas gracias, se acabaron las promesas.
Viva, viva Palestina! 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 Viva, viva Palestina!
If you've been to some of the actions and protests before, you'll know and you've seen that many times we read off the names of the martyrs. Today, because of the steadfastness of our people, because of the steadfastness of our movement, I have a different list to read. This is a list of some of the people, some of the youth and women that will be released and go back to their families. That were unjustly kidnapped by the Zionist entity, that were held with no charge, that were taken from their homes, from their schools, from their families. These people are going home. And some of their names are Yusuf Muhammad Mustafa, Qasai Hani Ali Ahmed, Jibril Ghassan Ismail Jibril, Muhammad Ahmed Sulaiman Abu Rajab, Ahmed Nu'man Ahmed Abu Naim, Bara Bilal Mahmoud, Mu'taz Hatim Musa, Layth Khalil Osman, Jamal Khalil, Jamal Yusuf, Muhammad Anis, Rawan Nafid, Marah Jawdat, Amani Khalid, Fairuz Faiz, Maryam Khalid, Wala Khalid, Asil Munir, and many more. But we won't stop and we won't be satisfied until every single Palestinian is free. Until every single Palestinian is free, until all of Palestine is free. Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Next, I'd like to call up Ruqayya from the Muslim American Society. Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Assalamu alaikum, everybody. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, the Muslim American Society of New York stands with the struggle of indigenous people from Turtle Island to Palestine.
York has 7 centers across the city, and there will always be an organizing hub and safe space for youth activism for Palestine. In Islam, activism and fighting for justice isn't an option, it's an obligation. It's a duty for every believer to not only be outraged, but transform their outrage to productive action however they can and wherever they are. The moment is now to unite and stand shoulder to shoulder to learn from each other and support each other's struggles against one common enemy in all of our lands, U.S. imperialist beast. From Iraq to Afghanistan to Yemen to Palestine, enough is enough! More than 14,000 Palestinians have been martyred by the U.S.-backed war machine, and yet the Zionist enemy, backed by the leading world military and aid, have fallen to its knees in front of the Palestinian resistance. While the phony government officials will race to take credit for this moment of victory, we know, our dear brothers and sisters of Palestine, we recognize that it is the resistance that led us to this momentary ceasefire. And also the global pressure by the international community in solidarity, rising up in thousands for Palestine. And we know, by the will of Allah, it is the Palestinian resistance that will lead Palestine to victory in the near future. And until then, we will keep hitting the streets, we will keep shutting it down and mobilizing and exposing all Zionist institutions and all parties complicit in the genocide of Palestine. We will keep fighting until they lift the siege in Gaza, until they end the occupation, and until every single one of our Palestinian political prisoners are free. And until we get a permanent ceasefire from the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
Thank you.
Free, free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine.
Free, free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine.
Free, free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine.
Every day our numbers grow, and every day our movement grows stronger, and every day will not let us forget. We'll never move on. We'll never forget the devastation and the loss that the Palestinians have faced. Please help me in welcoming next a longtime organizer, Maryam from El Auda.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Thank you. Yesterday, Americans all across the nation gathered to celebrate Thanksgiving, a holiday that surrounds itself on the idea of giving thanks. But that's all it is, an idea. Let me remind you that as we gather here today to stand against genocide and ethnic cleansing of native Palestinians, we ourselves are standing on the stolen land that rightfully belongs to the Lenape people. Let me also remind remind you that the genocidal campaign in the United States was so exhaustive that there are no physical remnants of original Native American presence in this very neighborhood. This same genocidal campaign has contributed nearly 530 years later, as Israel openly commits violations of international humanitarian law. Genocide Joe has endorsed every act of irrational violence Israel has embraced. As white phosphorus colors the blue skies of Gaza, as hospitals bear witness to the rain of bombs before actual rainfall, as refugee camps are assaulted with bombs that operate like meat slicers, as F-16 fighter jets fill the silence of eerie nights, as snipers point and shoot at Palestinians in Al-Khalil, Huwara, and Jenin, the United States stands in full support of the annihilation of the indigenous Palestinian people. The existence of the apartheid state of Israel relies on the continuum of oppression on all fronts to ensure that any impression of Palestinianism remains fragmented. Such existence can only be sustained through fabrication. Who better to construct false narratives than the divided states of America? They lied to us about Kuwait, about Afghanistan, and about Iraq. And they're lying to us today about Palestine. In the past month, we have seen a healthcare system crumble before our very eyes. In the past month, Gaza has declared an end to its academic school year because all students have been killed by the ongoing military occupation of Palestine. In the past month, an already besieged Gaza Strip has lost access to food, water, and electricity. The United Nations deemed Gaza uninhabitable by 2020. It is now 2023, and we can barely breathe. We cannot find peace even in death. As we fight for peace, they fight to have us in pieces. We cannot find peace even in the morning because as we mourn our dead, we are forced to prove our humanity. We cannot find peace even in activism because as we resist, we are asked to condemn. So I will condemn. I condemn the collective punishment that Palestinians have endured for not only the past 48 days, but also the last 75 years. I condemn the Israeli occupation forces' assault on hospitals, schools, and refugee camps. I condemn the repeated displacement of indigenous Palestinians. I condemn the unjustified imprisonment of over 10,000 Palestinian hostages, and I demand their release. I condemn the death of over 70 journalists, of over 80 UN workers, and over 200 medical personnel. I condemn the erasure of hundreds of Palestinian families from the civil registry. I condemn the 25,000 tons of bombs that have been assaulted and claimed the lives of over 14,000 Palestinians. And I condemn the $3.8 billion in unwavering military aid to Israel that are made possible by our tax dollars. Do not let the recent announcement of a 4-day humanitarian pause make you complacent in your activism. This 4-day pause is nothing but a ploy. This is not a victory. Genocide Joe, a 4-day humanitarian pause is not enough. If you call this a humanitarian pause, then what do you call its resumption? Invoking a humanitarian pause is antithetical when the world is calling for the end to this genocide. The invocation of this humanitarian pause only serves in mobilizing this U.S. war machine that funds the occupation of the Palestinian people. So today, let me tell you that you are standing on the right side of history by depriving this nation of its most powerful weapon, your money. Today, as individuals of consciousness, we say no to genocidal campaigns. Today and every day, we will boycott, divest from, and sanction companies that contribute to the occupation. Since day one, our demands were clear. A permanent ceasefire, a cessation of all aid to Israel, and the lift of the siege on Gaza now. So repeat after me. Not just occupation, not just annexation. Fight for liberation, shut the whole thing down. Not just occupation, not just annexation. Fight for liberation, shut the whole thing down. We are starting with a permanent ceasefire, and we will not stop until every inch of Palestine is eternally liberated. From the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free!
From the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free!
Thank you.
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Are y'all ready to march? We're almost getting ready to march. We have a few speakers left. We are honored to actually have with us today real friends of Palestine and among the Jewish people. We know Zionism is not Judaism. We know Zionism is the enemy of the peoples of the world. And that our Jewish friends are precisely that. They are the friends of the people of the world. We welcome Rabbi Deutsch of the Neturei Karta.
Salam alaikum. My name is Yitzchak Deutsch. We are here on Black Friday to remember the darkness, what happened in the last 7 weeks. But we are also here today to remember the darkness for the last 75 years for the Palestinian people. This brutal occupation, which is responsible for this endless rivers of bloodshed. We are here as Jewish people, true to the Torah, true to our religion. We are embarrassed today. We are embarrassed with what Zionism doing in my name, in the name of my religion, which is totally wrong. We all need to remember that we used to live in peace with the Palestinian people for hundreds of years, a beautiful peace. What happened all of a sudden? What break this beautiful peace? What was the reason?
The British!
It's not the differences of religion which is the reason for this conflict. We have differences of religion for hundreds of years. And this is not the reason of the conflict. The reason of the conflict is this brutal occupation which need to be ended. We, as Jewish people, we are here to condemn everything, this brutal occupation, this genocide, from this ethnic cleansing, from the movement of Zionism. When we are speaking of a pause of 4 days, we need to remember that it's not something happened 1 week, it's a brutal occupation and genocide for over 75 years, and this cannot be treated with a 4-day pause. When we are speaking of releasing hostages, we all need to remember that Palestine is a hostage for over 75 years. We are here to demand a release of the hostage of Palestine, of the all Palestinian people should be free. We pray and we hope for the peaceful dismantlement of the state of Israel. We hope this should be peaceful with no more suffering, with no more bloodshed. Inshallah. Thank you.
From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free.
Palestine will be free!
From the river to the sea,
From the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free.
Palestine will be free!
From the river to the sea. free.
Palestine will be free.
We know it'll happen. The days of Zionism are numbered. The days of occupation are numbered. Israel can kill, but it cannot win. They have bombs, they have planes, they have tanks, but we have people power. We now welcome our dear brother, Rana, from Schools Out for Ceasefire, and Drum, who have been organizing walkouts of hundreds of high schools and schools across the city. We welcome you.
Thank you for having me. So, the right to resist oppression is inherent to all human beings. Palestinians should not have to parade with their dead children to bring attention to the humanitarian crisis that they have been going through for over 7 decades. I dare you to go to a father in Gaza who is holding the lifeless body of his dear child and go ask him to resist peacefully. I dare you to go to a mother who is watching her child suffer in agony in a hospital with no resources, no electricity, and no hope for their future. I dare you to go to a child who is writing her name on her own wrist. Yeah, Palestinian children write their names on their hands so their bodies can be identified if, or should I say when, they are killed. This is the kind of world we live in. We live in a world where corrupt politicians seek revenge and prosperity at the expense of children and innocent people. We live in a world where schools and hospitals are targeted. We live in a world where masjids and churches are being destroyed. We live in a world where we have to ask for children not to be bombed. We live in a world so vile that entire bloodlines have been wiped out. Let me repeat, bloodlines. Generations of history wiped just like that. Over 47 bloodlines have been entirely removed from the Gaza Civil Registry. Just because you survive a genocide, it does not give you the authority to enact another. Israel is demanding the release of the 240 Israeli hostages. Good, but Israel must release the over 10,000 hostages they have kidnapped. Palestinian workers were detained by Israel and tagged with ID numbers. Testimonies from the workers who have arrived in frail condition report that hundreds were held at an undisclosed location in cages and stripped and subjected to torture, including electric shocks. Not a single media outlet reported on this. How can something like this go unnoticed? Israel claims that they are targeting Hamas. Okay, what about the West Bank? There's no Hamas in the West Bank. On November 9, 8 Palestinians were killed and dozens were injured by an Israeli mass invasion targeting Jenin camp in northern West Bank. Those who are justifying Israel's killing of more than 10,000 Palestinians in Gaza for Hamas's attack on the 7th of October. How can you justify Israel's killing of over 215 Palestinians, including more than 45 children in the West Bank in the last 2 months? Over 15,000 people have been killed in Gaza, over 6,000 of which were minors. Thousands are still buried under the rubble and are not accounted for. Calling it a genocide at this point is an understatement. Palestinians have no voice now. We need to be that power voice for them. Being neutral is equally as bad as choosing a side, if not even worse. This is not a divided conflict. There's nothing complicated about a genocide. Call it what it is, a genocide. We will not be complicit. We will not be silenced. We students of NYC public schools demand permanent ceasefire and end to the U.S.'s support of Israel's genocide of Palestinians. Thank you.
Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Friends, as you've seen today, every sector of our society has mobilized and continues to mobilize for Palestine. As Ghassan Kanafani said,
the Palestinian cause is not a cause for Palestinians only. It is a cause for every revolutionary, no matter where they are. It is a cause for all oppressed peoples of the world. Be proud of yourselves, because the Palestinian people are proud of you. But don't stop. Don't let up. This is our fight. We are here to show that. We are here to stand with the Palestinian people and all oppressed peoples of the world. We are getting ready for the rest of our day. We are going to have a Jummah prayer, and we are going to march, and we are going to take this message to the streets of New York. I have one more amazing speaker for you all today. Please help me in welcoming Shihab from Bangladeshi Americans for Political Progress.
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine!
From the river to the sea!
From the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free!
Palestine will be free!
From the sea to the river!
From the sea to the river!
Palestine will live forever!
Palestine will live forever!
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Where are the Bangladeshis at? That's what I'm talking about. Where's the global south at? That's what I'm talking about. You see, our people, we run New York City, right? From your delis to the tax cabs to the hospitals to everything. We're here, we're out here, and we're out here for Palestine too. Bangladeshis stand in solidarity, deep solidarity with Palestinians and with Palestine. And for over the past 40 days, we have seen the tolls. 15,000 killed and martyred, 35,000 wounded, 6,000 plus buried currently right now under the rubble. We know each and every martyr's names. They have names. Muhammad Omar Mustafa Shihab, less than 1 year old. Muhammad Aisha Omar Mustafa Shihab, age 3. Kaula Omar Mustafa Shihab, age 33. Shihab Sabri Abdullah Musa, age 36. Suad Rabbi Abdul Rahman Shihab, age 61. Abdul Rahman Ahmed Abdul Rahman Shihab, age 65, along with 36 other family members. An entire family was killed, wiped from the civil registry. I share the same name as each one of them, Shihab. For Bangladeshis, we have witnessed across intergenerations how the body keeps score. How mass brutality, indiscriminate killings, the ethnic cleansing in Gaza has punctured and revived wounds reverberating in our communities from Parkchester in the Bronx, to Jackson Heights in Jamaica and Queens, to Kensington and Brooklyn. How these scenes, etched into our memories, have brought up memento moris of the past, have made Bangladeshis around the world to stand up once again for Palestine. We remember how villages were burned, how people were lined up to be executed, how children were killed, and bloodlines were wiped for Bangladeshis in 1971. Families saying their final prayers and goodbyes while not knowing if they will live to see another day. A graveyard for children in Mymensingh is also now a graveyard for children in Gaza too. In 1971, Bangladesh experienced an ethnic cleansing and genocide at the hands of a Pakistani military regime with the backing of the United States. Complicity. My parents left their country to come to America because all opportunities were lost in Bangladesh. What's painful is this moment. What's painful is literally this particular moment of what has happened now, in that it has created a constant yearning for their homeland, knowing that their homeland that they once loved was destroyed. I am not Palestinian, but I am Bangladeshi. My grandparents and parents are survivors of ethnic cleansing. My great-grandparents were freedom fighters during partition. They are inheritors of epigenetics from 31 plus famines, designed and engineered over 100+ years by the British Empire to have them on a calorie count diet, just like folks in Gaza. I am in solidarity with the Palestinian cause because I bear witness to what has happened. What you see, you can never unsee again. My body is intrinsically linked to my ancestors, and so it too has kept a score. In that way, I too am Palestinian. We are in solidarity together to the way our ancestors stood in the past, when Bangladeshis received little to no support in the international community as a newly birthed nation. Palestinians supported us. In the 1980s, Bangladesh released a stamp to commemorate the fight for resistance. Thousands of folks signed up to support the resistance in Palestine. And now, solidarity has become a mirror to the emotions of our lives, embedded in our shared liberation and vision. It's why in the past 50 years, Bangladesh has had a total economic boycott of Israel until the Palestinian cause is resolved. And it's why we're shutting down Manhattan today. If we don't get it, if you don't get it, if we don't get it, if we don't get it. So we need each and every one of you to call upon your representatives to demand a permanent ceasefire, to end the siege, to allow for humanitarian aid to reach every human being in Gaza, and to end the occupation and to truly allow for Palestine to be free. We have work to do. In New York City, only 3 representatives have called for a ceasefire. We're waiting for you, Representative Goldman, Representative Clark, Mang, Meeks, Jeffries, and Nadler. Sign on to a permanent ceasefire now. And so say it with me in Bangla, because it translates in every language possible. Nodi teke, Shumodra, Palestine hobe, Mukto. Nodi teke Shumodra, Palestine hobe Mukto. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Thank you.
Free, free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Okay, we are coming up on time to pray for Jum'ah. So I'm gonna need everyone's help, and then we're gonna stay right here and take to the streets. So, this is how we're gonna set it up. We're gonna set up for prayer in the back of the square over there. And everybody that's praying, please move to this area and set up facing this way. I need everyone else's help around us. Stay with us. Make a circle around those who are praying. Support your brothers and sisters. And be here and stand together, and we'll take to the streets right after.